In many parts of the world, vinyl records are growing in popularity. They're cool, and not just with hipsters, but with all sorts of music lovers. Vinyl record shops are opening, and more electronic shops are now selling turntables or decks. What has this got to do with ToK Essay number 4, May 25, on improving tools, I hear you ask? Well, it may surprise my young viewers, but this recent growth in the popularity of vinyl records is actually a revival of this technology. Vinyl records have been around for 140 years. Ask your parents, or better, your grandparents, how they used to listen to music before the 1990s, and vinyl records will be there somewhere in their music history. So today, on ToK Today, I'm going to tell you how listening to your granddad's old Hendrix albums can help you to get your ToK essay done. And I'm going to give you a little heads up on what the big pitfalls are to avoid in this essay. Welcome to ToK Today. I'm Daniel, and today I'm going to give you a quick overview of how I see ToK Essay 4 May 25. That's the one on ever-improving tools and improved knowledge. Now, up front, I have to give you a big warning that this is only my interpretation of the essay. Many other interpretations are available. But if you want more of my thoughts on this essay, then be sure to pick up the ToK Today student guidance notes from the ToK Today website. They're super popular. 72% of people who used them last year got a grade A, so I'm told. And they're like a mini textbook for the essay. They contain knowledge arguments, real-world examples, evaluation points, and implication points for the essay. More than enough for you to walk this essay. So back to those vinyl records. Now, I'm saying that the vinyl record is a tool in the area of knowledge, the arts. It's a tool of storage and communication of artistic knowledge. The fact that it is of growing interest and popularity could indicate that the knowledge derived from the vinyl record is improved in comparison to knowledge that people would derive from the tools that they were using before they started to use vinyl records. And this is what interests me so much about this prompt, because I assume that most people, when thinking about an ever-improving tool of musical knowledge, might think that a good example would be a streaming service such as Spotify, being an improvement over a physical tool such as a compact disc or even a vinyl record. And those sorts of linear arguments for the improvement of tools are fine. I mean, a horse is an improvement over walking, and a horse-drawn carriage is an improvement over a horse on its own, and a train is an improvement in comparison to a horse-drawn carriage, and a gas-powered car is an improvement over a train, and an electric car is an improvement over a gas-powered car. And so on and so on and so on. And I guess a lot of students will make this type of linear technological argument, and it's absolutely fine. You can probably get high marks with that argument, but it's also a bit boring. I mean, the world is far more nuanced and complicated than that. As I was reading through that, I hope that you started to question, well, what do we mean by improvement? If improvement means increasing the functional capacity of the tool, then is an electric car better than a horse if you want to travel on the trails on the side of the Grand Canyon? And is a car better than a train if you want to travel from Tokyo to Osaka? And what about other definitions of ever-improving tools? Could ever-improving mean environmentally sustainable? And if so, then is Concorde an improvement over a sailboat? Could ever-improving mean more revelatory, more illuminating, or more meaningful to our lives? And if so, then is watching a cat video on TikTok an improvement over the ancient texts that have shaped societies, cultures, religions, and countries? I think you've got the idea. This term ever-improving is problematic. So I think I'm going to argue that vinyl records are not an ever-improving tool. They've been around for 140 years and they've been improved upon by cassette tapes and compact discs and mini discs and streaming services such as Spotify and YouTube and lots of other technologies. However, vinyl records are clearly delivering improved knowledge for some knowers because they're using them either alongside or in preference to those other musical tools such as Spotify. Therefore, I'm going to use the knowledge argument. There is an indirect and non-causal relationship between improvements in the tool for producing knowledge and improvements in knowledge itself. So I'm arguing that an improvement in tools does not always result in improved knowledge. Now, obviously, this is only one of a gazillion knowledge arguments that are available for this essay. And I'm just quickly running through it to give you an idea of how the essay could be approached. However, please let me warn you that I've already made one of the most obvious potential mistakes on this essay. But more about that after this life-enhancing message.
If you want an ever-improving tool to create improved knowledge for your ToK essay, make sure that you check out ToK Today student guidance notes for this ToK essay. ToK Today will simplify the complexities for you, saving you stress and time, and helping you to get a better score in ToK.
Yes, I've already made the classic potential mistake in this essay. I've thought of ever-improving tools solely in terms of physical technology, like vinyl records and bullet trains. Of course, many important tools are not physical. They could be methodological processes, such as the scientific method, or conceptual tools, such as an economics model. They could even be concepts themselves. For example, maybe artists use the concept of interpretation as a tool for producing knowledge. Now, this could have been included as an evaluation point, and I'm going to get to the evaluation points that you could include in this essay later in the video. But for now, let's move on to the second part of this essay, the concept of improved knowledge. Now, I think you'll have caught on to the idea that you have to develop a critical approach to the key concepts in this essay. What is meant by improved knowledge? How is it improved in comparison to other forms of similar knowledge? Does it qualify as improved for all knowers? Is it improved in all contexts? And so on. There are many such questions that we could ask about this concept of improved knowledge. It's up to you to come up with a definition or an explanation of this term that fits your knowledge arguments. One of the starting points for developing definitions for key terms is to think of them in terms of the main structures in the ToK framework: knower, knowledge producer, knowledge community, area of knowledge, scope, methodology, perspectives, and ethics. Now, you can try to explain any concept through these structures, so today we'll look at the concept of improved knowledge. And we would be asking questions such as, is it improved knowledge for the knower? Is it improved knowledge for the knowledge producer? Is it improved knowledge for the knowledge community? Is it an improvement in the scope? Is it an improvement in ethics? Again, I think you get the idea. You can certainly include all of these structures in your explanation, and you probably won't include more than one of them. But if you do link your explanation to one of the structures, at least you're on the right lines. You're talking about ToK, and that's probably going to work out well for you. Also, you don't have to have any of these structures in your explanation. It's just an easy and ToK accurate way to explain terms. Now, another ever-improving tool is your ability to give me a like and a subscribe on this video. And that tool would lead to my improved knowledge of the preferences of my viewers. It would also make me incredibly grateful. Thank you. Let's go back to our tool of the vinyl records. Now, we could explore whether they result in ever-improved knowledge by explaining ever-improved knowledge in terms of the knower. And we're asking whether the knowledge provides the knower with an improved experience or an enhanced sensorial experience, or an enriched emotional experience. It's up to us. We get to define the key terms and shape our own knowledge arguments. It's great. This is why I love ToK. No other subject quite gives you the freedom to enjoy your individual perspectives on the world. Well, maybe visual art does, That's getting off the point. Let's find salvation in the evaluation. There are lots of evaluation points that could be developed for this essay. Far too many for me to run through in this video. However, I will quickly outline some that I might use for the knowledge argument. There is an indirect and non-causal relationship between improvements in the tool for producing knowledge and improvements in knowledge itself. First of all, this knowledge argument has some merit in that it recognises the complex variabilities of the range of contexts in which knowledge will be used, and therefore whether it will be judged to be improved. However, there is a major flaw in this argument, that it fails to properly explain the relationship between the tools used to produce knowledge and the knowledge produced. It fails to adequately explain how the characteristics of methodology can be reflected in the characteristics of knowledge. Further, and most epistemologically concerning, in my humble opinion, it fails to explain why the methodology of the improved tool has arisen if it does not produce improved knowledge. And one of the ways of understanding the relationship between tools and knowledge is that it is mutually reciprocal. Knowledge needs leads to the creation of tools that can fulfill those knowledge needs, which in turn creates new knowledge needs, and so the beautiful cycle of knowledge development continues. And it is beautiful. It's beautifully simple and beautifully complex, both at the same time. And if you want more of this beauty, then be sure to pick up the ToK Today essay guidance notes from the ToK Today shop, link in the video description. And ToK teachers, you can pick up the ToK teacher ToK essay support support notes, and they're written specifically for teachers. The mind maps have got ideas there for teachers. They're not much use to students, but they'll be great for busy teachers. Thank you all so much for watching today. Stay ToKtastic, my friends.